Stop Celtic from being able to win the title this weekend. Rangers needed to avoid defeat to Hearts at Tynecastle. Watching for us was Rob McLean.
Hearts are without injured pair Peter Haring and Aidan Keena, and Sean Clare's called off ill. In come Oli Bozanic and Craig Whiten. No reason for Steven Gerrard to change the Rangers team, which performed so well and won so emphatically against Motherwell at Fir Park 2 weeks ago. Rangers have won their last 6 against Hearts, and they're looking to finish the season in style against Craig Levine's team. This is Whiten, caught on the ball. Kamara slides it through. Jermaine Defoe! 1-0, 15 minutes played. And he's been doing just that for a long, long time. Unlikely to miss as Kamara set him up. Rangers in front. Hearts are punished. 7th goal for Rangers. The perfect start in the Gorgie sunshine for Steven Gerrard and his team. That's flicked on by Ikpeazu. It's Whiten and it's wide. Route 1 football from Hearts. An opportunity to level things up. This is well off target. Rangers have dominated so far. Hearts under pressure. Bozanic loses it this time. Daniel Candeas. Ryan Jack 2-0. 9 minutes from half time. This game might be gone for Hearts already. Something very similar in the midfield. It was Jack who did the ball winning, and it was Jack who supplied the finish. Hearts making a big contribution to their own downfall here. Rangers are ruthless. John Flanagan. Defoe's touch. In went Berra. Now it's through for Arfield. Hearts looking for an offside flag. It stays down. What happens next? Candeas with the shot, came off Berra, and it's gone behind for a corner. Well, let's have a look. Onside Arfield. That's why the flag stayed down. And at the end of it all, it's a corner kick. Stephen Davis takes it short, in from Candeas, and that is game over now. Nikola Katic with his first goal of the season. Hearts switching off at the set piece twice over. This ball seemed to be moving when Davis took the corner kick. No one got close for Hearts. Arnaud. A horrible day this for the Tynecastle team. Bozanic floats in the cross for Christophe Berra. And that's the first serious save that Alan McGregor's had to make, which tells a story of a really one-sided encounter this. Michael Smith finds room for the cross. That was Whiten. And it's a really good effort from the former Dundee striker. And McGregor called into action again. Good save. Flanagan first time for Arfield. He's in behind. He's having a long look. That came off Suter, and Candeas with the header, which is blocked by Christophe Berra. It's another chance, and there have been plenty of them for Rangers to make this differential even bigger. Off the bench, Stephen McLean. Oli Bozanic and Jake Mulroney. Burns in support. Jinking run for Mulroney. That's a great ball in, and Stephen McLean has a goal back for Hearts. It's not a goal that's going to make a big difference to the outcome here. It just makes that score sheet look a little bit better for a team who've been pretty much played off the pitch today by Rangers. Glenn Kamara. Defoe's layoff. Arfield knocks it through. Glenn Middleton is in. And Bobby's Lamal makes a really good save. Off the bench, the 19-year-old Middleton. well played in. He had a good look at this. He tried to lob the keeper. Good work from Zalal. That's Burns looking for Mulroney, never finding him though. And here go Rangers, free flowing again. Middleton coming in off the right side. Tavernier, Arfield, straight at the goalkeeper. And Hearts can scramble that clear. Well, 3-1 Rangers. It's a scoreline that could have been just about anything.
First half we couldn't really get close to them. Without them, in the end, their 2 goals we gifted them. We got caught on trying to play out in the middle, and 1-2 pass, boom, it's a goal, you know. So if we eradicated the mistakes and gone at half time 0-0, we'd be like, okay, we can reassess, but you know, we couldn't. Tynecastle, you know, people want to get close and put tackles in, and you know, in the end we couldn't do that.
It's not the first game we've lost this season, you know, but I think looking at it, for me, it's about making sure that we do better next time out. We've got 4 big matches, and then we've got the cup final after that, so there's still plenty to play for. There's places to play for as well, so I'm not worried about morale.
Well, it might not quite reignite the title race, but a hugely emphatic victory, obviously, for Rangers. Michael, how dominant a performance was that?
That was as good a performance as I've seen from Rangers in a long time. They were, you know, on top right throughout the game. They had, you know, possession, most of it. You see Stephen Davis here, acres of space. There's the Hearts midfield drawn out of position. Jake Mulroney doesn't know whether to tuck in and go tight on the ball or whether to track the runner there. He doesn't need to be there. Bobby Burns can track that runner, and all day long, Hearts never got to grip with the Rangers shape, and they dominated. You see Scott Arfield and Daniel Candeas here. They played tight and narrow. It gave Christophe Berra a problem here. He didn't know whether to go tight with the ball either. And you see when the ball comes in eventually, Scott Arfield's getting on the end of it. And as I said, all day long, posing problems. Again, Christophe Berra getting dragged out. Then you look at the gap between the centre-half and Bobby Burns, that Candeas is playing narrow and gets in there. He drags his shot in the end, but Arfield right in there again. Hearts being dragged all over the pitch. Flanagan getting all the space down the side when he wants, and then they're just popping it around for fun. Hearts are just chasing shadows. They can't get near the Rangers team, who were just in free flow at this point. Again, when this ball comes back into the middle, look at the space that Stephen Davis has got. This time Jake Mulroney goes tight to him, but then he's left all the space over here for Goldson to just wander into. He's now 30 yards from goal, and he can put the ball into the box. It doesn't come to anything, but it was so comfortable for Rangers. This is in the second half. Souttar's dragged out into a deeper position with Arfield, but look at the front 3 here. Arfield and Candeas and Defoe tearing the Hearts defence apart. Eventually you had the 2 centre-halves in front of the full-backs, and Rangers were able to get right through the heart of them. And this goes out for a corner, and this is where Rangers' third goal at the start of the second half came from. Hearts could not get to grips with the way that Rangers were playing. And it was an absolutely dominant performance from Rangers from start to finish.
It should be mentioned as well, Stephen Gerrard, you know, fulsome in his praise for the midfield 3 of Stephen Davis, Ben Kamara, and Ryan Jack as well. Yeah, well, it was right throughout the team. You know, I'm talking about the front 3 there in particular, but you know, right throughout that game, all over the park, they were dominant. And the midfield 3, they were up there with the front 3 in regards to getting the upper hand on their counterparts for Hearts. Yeah, Alfredo Morelos obviously still missing from the Rangers lineup due to suspension, but he might face a bit of a struggle getting back in the side, given the quality that Jermaine Defoe is showing. Well, you know what Jermaine Defoe brings to the side, and you know, this is what Rangers done. They snapped into the tackles, and it's a wonderful pass there from Kamara. It's inch perfect, and it means that he can just step onto it and stroke it into the back of the net. Again, it's the second goal. Ball's played into the middle of the park, Rangers right in on top of the Hearts players, and they're able to score. But you look at this here from Bozanic, he never looks over his shoulder. He isn't aware of what is around him there. And then fair play to Rangers. That's a great finish from Ryan Jack, just to stroke it into the bottom corner. And this is the third goal. This is the corner that the previous attack came to. Look at that. That's so easy. You know, nobody goes and shuts it down the short corner. Candeas is free to throw the ball into the box here, and then look at Arnaud Djoum at the back post with Katic here. He just goes to sleep. You know, it's nothing special. It's just a ball round the back.
Particularly not talked about the amount of goals that they've lost to set plays to Rangers this season. So you'd have thought they'd have been switched on, because you know, they've lost a few to Rangers.
Absolutely. Obviously, hugely disappointing afternoon for Hearts, Michael, in terms of when they actually had possession of the ball. you weren't that impressed?
Well, I mean, there's a lack of ideas. I don't really know what the game plan is for Hearts. You know, Craig Levein spoke about the lack of their press in the game. But in possession, you know, this is what happened. Arnaud Djoum is there to roll the ball into him. He can start attacks. He's a comfortable, composed player. As you see here, they've started to get some possession. Rangers are putting them under a wee bit of pressure. They're maintaining the ball. They're circulating it round, trying to get a little bit of space to start an attack. And, you know, this is fine. Eventually it comes into Bozanic. He spins out the other side to Christophe Berra, who has space. Start the attack, but all too often it just reverts to a lump up the park. Again, here's Arnaud Djoum in the middle of the park. Roll the ball to him. If he rolls it into there, look, the next pass into Ollie Lee. All of a sudden, they're 30, 40 yards from goal with controlled possession. Instead, it's a lump up the park and it becomes a lottery again.
Because Ekpiezu is there. Do you think they're just...
Well, I don't know. This is the thing.
If they didn't have him up front, would they do it? Would they be as direct?
Again, look at this one here. You know, into Harry Cochrane, out the other side to Bobby Burns, and the space he has to go and attack. Is it a case of that's what they're being told to do? I don't know, but nobody will argue or convince me that Hearts can't do it. They've got the players. Look at this. That pass there from Arnaud Djoum is more difficult than many of the others that I was highlighting that could come. Eventually, you know, Bozanic, the pass doesn't come to anything, but they're getting into the final third with controlled possession. They have players who are capable. The problem for me is I don't think it's actually been spoken about or talked through what is the game plan. And when there isn't a game plan when you're in possession, Tom will tell you, you end up having 11 individuals who want to do different things or think this is what we should do now. And the easiest thing in the world to then do is you lump the ball at the park, especially, as Tomo says, when you've got a target man like Ekpiezu. There doesn't seem to be a game plan when Hearts have got the ball.
I suppose at the end of the day, Stephen, a result that kind of underlines the contrasting form between these sides. Yeah,
Rangers have really dominated Hearts this season. Since the Old Firm game, since Morelos has been out, Rangers 9 goals in 3 games, 3 straight wins. They're playing with confidence and a bit of a swagger.
OK, next up, the Easter Sunday lunchtime offering, fittingly at Easter Road. Hibernian up against a Celtic side